Hi, my name is Phil Whitehead, and I'd like to thank you for stopping by to take a look at our videos. The subject matter of these videos are going to be how to really improve your business or manage change within your business. And I intend this to be about a series of about 5 separate videos with the objective being to stimulate you to learn more about this. There's no way that we can teach change management in its entirety in 5 short videos. But we'll introduce the concepts and provide some real-world examples on how to manage change within your business and affect that change properly so that you only do it one time. And we call that be done in one. So thank you for stopping by. The first video, I'm going to make some quick definitions, and I want you really to pay attention to these definitions and think about it. Pause the video, you'll hear me say this again in a few, and study that or think about it, because I really want you to think, because when you think about your business, that's when real improvement begins to happen. All we can do is share some techniques and tips that I've accumulated over 35 years in the consulting business. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, and see you on the PowerPoint.
Okay, let's dive into this thing. As I was just chatting with you about, synchronous flow is really a culmination of several different disciplines or alphabet soup kind of things that you've probably all heard of. Lean manufacturing, the lean office, the theory of constraints, total quality management, just a lot of alphabet soup kind of things. And really, it's really quite simple when you boil it down. And I've kind of come up with one term, synchronous flow, that kind of encompasses all this. And so in order to make this work, I want to start with a few basic definitions that I really want you to understand. So please, pause the video when you need to, and I want you to stop, and I want you to think back about your business, about your department, about your company, about your concept as I make these definitions. Because when we boil it all down, it's all about the fanatical implementation of common sense. My perspective that I'm coming from is one that the success of a business depends on the effectiveness of a total system. For example, if you're a dentist, matter of fact, you happen to be the best dentist in the entire world, you can really diagnose the patient's condition. You can perform the procedures faster than anybody else in the world, etc., etc. But if your front office is not making the calls and confirming the appointments, you're going to have holes in your system. These holes create gaps in your revenue, and it comes to a term that I call the net result is an inefficient system. So you can be the best at any one thing in the entire world, but if all the elements don't work together, your customer or your business suffers, depending on the type of issue that you're having. And I see this all the time in my practice. So again, I really want you, as I get into these definitions, to take a moment and think through them. So the interaction among the business processes must be considered before you can really understand the effects of change. People say, oh, change management is really a complex and complicated process. Well, yeah, it is, because you're dealing essentially with people. But however, if you can reduce some of the decision making and understandings to data, you're going to be far better off. You can take a lot of the emotion out of the equation, because what you really want to do is have your organization, your business processes, your IT systems in alignment with your strategic plan. When that alignment happens, you're more than likely going to have a smooth system. So I hope that made sense to you. So what's a system? A system is a group or collection of interrelated activities that must cooperate with each other to accomplish some stated objective. Wow. Well, let's think about that. Let's go through it again real slow. A system, notice it is not an IT system, is a group or collection of interrelated activities that must cooperate with each other to accomplish some stated objective. That's pretty profound when you think about it. Now let's change it around a little bit more. A system is a group or collection of interrelated activities that must cooperate with each other efficiently in order to accomplish some stated objective. That adds another dimension to things, doesn't it? So that's more on that a little bit later. So examples of a systems include sales and marketing systems. You've got the manufacturing system. You've got distribution systems and financial systems. And if you're coming from a total enterprise point of view, you may have all those that make up your total system or your system. So consider that. If your sales and marketing doesn't work right, but your manufacturing is highly efficient, and you are able to record all the financial data, are you happy with your business? Is that something that you're satisfied with? No, of course not. So what we're going to go through in these series of videos is how to begin addressing that. And I want you to really, if nothing else, become curious. And I want you to learn a lot more about these concepts. There's a lot of resources on the web to learn by. So let's go through a simple diagram of what a system is. So there you have a process 1, 2, and 3. And these processes must cooperate to reach a stated objective. These processes work together to form a system. And that's what I'm talking about. Now the boundary lines on this system can be a lot of different things. If you're coming from a division perspective or an enterprise perspective, a small business perspective, a departmental perspective, there's a lot of different perspectives. So these boundaries can be a lot of different things. And by the way, this works just as well for small companies as it does for large. So why is the total systems approach to business so vital? And it's vital because it exposes non-value added activities. If you have the business processes and systems, if you will, documented carefully, you're measuring the right things, you will expose non-value added activities just by definition. Something's not going to be right. Something that worked yesterday did not work today. There must be a reason. It forces you to think through your entire business model, and that's a good thing. People so often today hire a consultant or a coach, and they really have not thought through their business model. And why is something working well or not well, as the case may be? Do I have the documentation in place? Do I understand really how my business works? Having an efficient system also simplifies communication. And communication is the source, I submit to you, about 80 to 85% of all problems within an organization. And because you have this knowledge of a system, and because you have an efficient system that works, it allows you truly to manage change in your organization and in your business. You know that when you make a change within one area of the business, what is likely to happen downstream or with your customer. So these are just a few of the simple definitions, once again, that I want you to consider as we start moving through this. I'm going to take you through a notional model here in just a second in video number 2. But I really want you to digest these very simple definitions, and I want you to really think about how they apply to your business. See you in the next video.